Today we're talking about the potential and accidental release of who the new James Bond is from Omega. Another weird Hublot, something very cool from IWC among other things. So let's get into it. Hi everyone, my name is Jenny and I know from my own experience how hard it is to keep up with the news and watch news especially. So to make life easier for you, I filter through all the blogs and sites to bring you the most important watch stories and releases of the past couple of days. So, lean back, turn up your volume and let's get you updated. So first we're going to cover a bit of industry news because we have an announcement from Omega this week. So, brand ambassadors, before we get into this, aren't a new thing. Watch brands have been using famous people for decades to promote their watches, and of course, they choose people wisely, not only to match their existing brand image, but also, to portray a certain wish for brand image. So you're always looking for someone that is portraying something to the outside, and you've got David Beckham and Lady Gaga with their Born to Dare campaign for Tudor. You have Roger Federer for Rolex, James Cameron for Rolex. And we'll put it up on the screen, look who's been announced to be a brand ambassador for Omega. Yup, this is none other than Aaron Taylor-Johnson. So why am I talking about this? Well, it has been rumored for months now, if not over a year, that Mr. Johnson is going to be the next Bond, among others like you've got Theo James was in the mix, but I want Theo James to forever play Edward Horniman in The Gentleman, so I'm really hoping it's not him. Then there was Lucien Laviscount from, I think you know him from Emily in Paris. And then they had Josh O'Connor, which I think is very unlikely, or James Norton. But yeah, since 1995, when GoldenEye hit the movie theaters, the fictional character Bond is wearing Omega watches. He was ditching the Rolex Submariner for a bunch of Omega Seamasters. And so I think you can put one and one together here, announcing Aaron Taylor-Johnson, who's been the #1 contender for the Bond role, as the new brand ambassador for Omega, the watch supplier for James Bond, is highly suspicious. I went on Instagram and asked you guys if you think there's something to it or if this is entirely unrelated, and the majority agree with me on this. This could very well be a soft launch for Aaron Taylor-Johnson as the new Bond. Either way, I'm curious to see what the next Bond Seamaster is going to look like. They did some really cool things with the last ones, and I'm sure they're going to do something, I guess, more special with the new Bond watch because it needs to really set itself apart from the others, since this is to be worn by an entirely new Bond, a new person. I mean, I'd be very disappointed if they just changed the strap and dial color and just called it a day. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. I would love to see something entirely new. It could still be a Seamaster, but just make it different. I'm happy with the ones that we had, but if there's going to be a new James Bond, I want a new Seamaster too. And right, let's go over to watch releases. So I know that Hublot has been carving out this niche for themselves where they make watches from all kinds of, crazy materials, but I wasn't aware as how, let's say, exotic the material choices have gotten until I read this article on a blog to watch. According to that, Hublot made a watch from recycled Nespresso pods, the coffee maker, or they also did make a watch out of worn clothes from a tennis player to make a watch for his next match. And they also have made watch parts from concrete. And now joining this concrete lineup is a new Big Bang Mecha 10 Concrete Jungle, that's the name of it. It's released to pay tribute to the city of New York City and Hublot's new boutique on 5th Avenue there. So this Concrete Jungle version hasn't really changed much to the initial Big Bang Mecha 10, except for the concrete case part. Of course, measuring a bit smaller with 44mm in diameter with a chunky 15.3mm in height. And then you've got 50-meter water resistance, which is less than they have on the regular Mecha 10 line. I think they have 100-meter water resistance. So yeah, being used for this watch case isn't your standard house building concrete, but a specifically engineered type of concrete that is fit to wear on the skin. So it is fine cement mixed with epoxy resin and fiberglass, which replaces the water used to make standard concrete. And then you have Hublot also mixing in something they called anti-UV additives to prevent discoloration and something they call anti-gravity treatment to prevent all kinds of color transfers from outside sources. So For example, if you're a lady and you're wearing nail polish, sometimes, I think you might know this, it transfers to some surfaces. So this additive is going to prevent that, according to Hublot. This watch is a United States exclusive watch. So you can buy this one only in the United States of America for, it was, I think, $34,100. And that is a guaranteed conversation starter watch. I personally think this is cool. It's a bit gimmicky though. Kind of reminds me of this like 2010-ish interior design trend when everyone wanted exposed concrete in their homes. You've had these concrete looking kitchen aisles, concrete looking side tables, coffee tables, everything was concrete. Yeah, I always have a soft spot for monochrome colorways, so aesthetically I like this watch, but just like with most Hublots, this is still too big for me to wear, but yeah, it looks cool, just not for me personally. And we are sticking with monochrome watches this week, which I'm a big fan of, because IWC has launched a new Mojave Desert version of its pilot's watch automatic 41 Top Gun, following the earlier release of the Lake Tahoe model. The Mojave Desert watch features a 41mm sand-colored ceramic case. It's like a, yeah, it's very sandy, like a beige brownish color. And it has the matching beige dial. Like the Lake Tahoe, the watch remains the same size and is crafted from highly durable ceramic with a sintering process that makes it scratch resistant and incredibly hard. So this one is a tough watch. It is powered by the IWC 30 to 112 automatic movement, offering 120 hours of power reserve, which is so much, and supporting functions like you've got your hours, minutes, you've got a hanging second for easy setting, and you've got the date, always comes in quite handy. Then you've got the superluminova coating on the hands and markers for visibility and readability in low light situations. And this one has the same price tag as the Lake Tahoe, so you're having this sitting at $8,500 US. The Mojave Desert ceramic colorway has been very popular in the IWC lineup, appearing in various models. You've got the big pilot with this colorway, a perpetual calendar, and a chrono. And I think this is very popular because it is considered to be very versatile. It's a very kind of like an all-rounded color compared to the brighter color on the Lake Tahoe, which is seen as a more of a summer watch, but I think they both make for great summer watches. Really, I think this release couldn't have come at a better time. It looks light and airy, but I can also see it easily transition into cooler months. Now coming to think of it, it is a bit crazy to talk about watches in terms of season, because a watch is a watch. It's going to do the same thing in winter as it does in the summer, but just looks wise, and you've got the strap and everything. So yeah, this one is an all-around, all-year watch, but very nice for the summer too, especially in the summer. I really like the colorway. I like the dimensions, I like the design. It's just still a bit too big for me, but I can see this being a huge hit among the watch community. And that pretty much wraps it up for today. That's all I have for you guys. If you've enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like this one, definitely go and subscribe to my channel. Also, follow me on Instagram to not miss out on any polls and Q&As and posts that I do there. It is spelled Jenni L, same as here on YouTube. And yeah, thanks again for watching, and then I will see you in my next video. Bye!